A very great morning to you watching Western Television, wherever you're catching the show live from your Mosoka. My name is Denis and I'm here to give you every information that you need to know. Today, Friday, 5th of May 2023, and it is 14 minutes past the hour of 7 a.m. We are coming to you live from the broadcast house of Western Television right here on plot 39A, Weatherhead Park Lane, Arua City, Western Sub-Region, Uganda. Those who are catching us live from South Sudan, a very great morning to you, and we thank you very much for joining us. Those in Eastern Democratic Republic of Congo, we thank you and we do appreciate you. And not forgetting those in Kenya and Tanzania as well, and those catching us live from different countries that we have in Africa and also outside Africa. The reason why I am recognizing you, because Western Television is on what we call a satellite platforms, Zuku TV, channel that is 0073, together with StarTimes satellite channel 477, and those who have the StarTime app on their smartphone. We appreciate you very much for catching us live using the StarTime app as well, and also those who are catching us live using Western Television YouTube account, and we thank you very much. YouTube account can be viewed from anywhere in this world, and so we thank you very much, and that's why we recognize you and we thank you very much. It's a Friday. You have to know that I will be casual, will be able to go through some of the stories that were able to make headlines this particular week ending, and so you will be able to know what exactly transpired in our country Uganda and what were the stories that made headlines in our country Uganda. And do not forget, the country is still mourning the death of the retired colonel, that is Charles Engola Mash Oduogo, who was gunned down by his bodyguard on Tuesday, and that is the story that is trending, and also the story in regards to the iron sheets, Karamoja iron sheets, who are the officers still in jail in regards to Karamoja iron sheets. For your information, there's nobody who is at Luzira government prison in regards to Karamoja iron sheets. Yesterday, Agnes Nadutu was released on bail. And the other time also, the senior Assistant Secretary at the office of that is the Minister for the Minister for that is Karamoja Affairs, was also released on bail together with Mary Goreti Kitutu, who is the Minister for Karamoja Affairs. And you have to know that these people have not resigned from their positions, and nobody has been fired yet, and Ugandans are waiting for President Denis to make the settlement right there. We will be waiting to see whether these ministers who have been implicated in regards to the iron sheets will still appear in the list of President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, in regards to the settlement. That will be very soon for your information, and that is something that I felt it is important that I should be able to bring to your attention. Locally in Western Sub-Region, you have to know that police is hunting for armed robbers who have been terrorizing people in Koboko district, and remember there are some people who were arrested in regards to armed robberies that were taking place in Koboko district. And you have to know that in Mariokolo yesterday, the district were able to launch the parish development module revolving fund disbursement to the beneficiaries. And so the beneficiaries, there are some who got the money and there are some who have not got the money, and the two banks have been selected to provide these PDM services to the people of Mariokolo. The upper Madi people are using that is Centenary, and the lower Madi people are using a Post Bank right there. And so more of the information will be coming in our subsequent news bulletin that will be at exactly 7 p.m. in the evening with Yokumoringa Christine. And you have to know that here in West Nile this morning, there will be a business, women business, a conference that will be taking place right there, that side of La Confidential, and organized by Uganda Investment Authority. This is something that you need to know, so you should not be surprised to know what is happening in Western Sub-Region. And I have to tell you that today is Friday, 5th of May 2023. It is the end of term 1 academic calendar of our country Uganda, and and so majority of the students, let me say all the students, should be home by today. And so if your child has not communicated to you as a parent, you have to know that the students, pupils will be getting their holidays today. And so in our opinion poll this morning, we are asking you, students are back for holidays, what are your expectations from them? And so you will be able to drop your comments right there. And for those who are catching us live using the YouTube, you will be able to drop your comments, and we shall be able to sample them right there for you. And if you are catching us live using the satellite dish on Zuku and also on StarTime, you can as well go to our YouTube page, subscribe, and then you drop your comments, and we shall be able to sample your comments as well. And those who are following us from the WhatsApp group of Western Television, we are also saying that you can as well drop your comments on that WhatsApp group, and we shall also be able to sample the comments right there during the time that will be moving towards the close of the program Kokoliriko this Friday. And do not forget that later on I will be able to give you what is happening in the world of sports in the sport update beat that comes your way every Monday through Friday in the program The Kokoliriko Show. I leave the whistle time for Owen Frudibo together with Susie and Benson to do the analysis. My work is to mention for you some of the stories that are making headlines in the world of sport, and I know there are very many sport lovers that we do have following Western Television. You want to know what is happening in the big league and what is happening in the regional league here in West Nile, and what is happening in the Uganda Premier League as well, and also what is happening internationally. Talking about the Uganda Premier League yesterday, you have to know that Brighton was able to trounce that is Manchester United. More of that will be coming during that segment of the sports update towards the end of the Kokoliriko Show right here on Western Television. All right, let's start straight away with some of the stories that we have prepared for you this morning that you need to know right here on Western Television. And so we have these stories for you, so you have to get to know what is happening before you get to be confused by other people who will be letting you know what you need to know. But for us as Western Television, we are always up with our game in as far as giving you local, national, international headlines are really concerned, and also news. All right, dear viewer, you have to know that the Minister of State for Northern Uganda, Honorable Christian Grace Freedom, while touring the shillings at 2.2 billion, a Bibo piped water scheme, she explained that the project will spur economic development in the area, and the piped water project being established under the local governance, excellency fund implemented by UNCDF. Local development target more than 1,000 households in Yumbe district, and will be commissioned this particular month of May. And remember last week State Minister for Northern Uganda was able to tour the Western sub-region in as far as inspecting and commissioning some of the projects are really concerned. And so she started right from Arua city, where she was able to go to Annie Pride that is located in the heart of Arua city, where they benefited from over 300 million from that is development initiative for Northern Uganda that is being implemented through the Office of the Prime Minister under the Ministry of Northern Uganda to find out how the project is really improving the lives of the people who are venturing into honey business here in Western sub-region. Later on, she was able to go to Terego district, where she was able to commission aggregation center for the sunflower partners like the Lutherans, World Federation, together with the Mukwano group of companies, and not forgetting also DCA. These were companies, these were partners who were able to implement this particular project in Biliafe sub-county, Terego district, and that aggregation center has been commissioned, as we did mention for you yesterday. And you have to know also that the State Minister for Northern Uganda was able to go to Yumbe district to inspect the ongoing construction of the piped water that will be able to provide clean water for the people of Yumbe district. And so this is a 2.2 billion project that is being implemented in Yumbe district. I think the people of Yumbe district should be grateful to the government of the Republic of Uganda for this particular project, because it is rare for a community to benefit from a 2.2 billion project. And this particular one of the water in Yumbe district is going to be a project that will really provide clean and safe water for the people in Yumbe district. And later on, you have to know that the State Minister for Northern Uganda was able to go to the Jumani district to inspect the ongoing road construction under Development Initiative for Northern Uganda. For your information, if you have ever driven through the road from that is Atiak up to Jumani, for those who are proceeding even to that is Laropi, you have to know that the tarmacking of that road is under Development Initiative for Northern Uganda, and so the funding is from European Union. So we do appreciate very much the partners that have really come on board to to join hands with the government of the Republic of Uganda to improve the lives of the people that we have in Northern Uganda. You have to know that Northern Uganda was in 2 decades insurgency that will affect the region. So government of the Republic of Uganda had to accord Northern Uganda an affirmative action. That's why we have minister in charge of Northern Uganda rehabilitation to see that the area or the areas that have been ravaged by the LRA insurgency will recover from the war, and that's why different programs have been rolled out in Northern Uganda. Some of the programs succeeded, some of the programs have issues. These all come back to us, the people who are the beneficiaries of the programs that government of the Republic of Uganda is rolling out to our areas. How do we embrace this? It reminds me of the PRDP, I mean, which was also implemented, talking about NUSAF 1, NUSAF 2, NUSAF 3, and we are looking forward to having NUSAF 4 according to the State Minister for Northern Uganda. And how are we prepared for the NUSAF 4? How did we perform in NUSAF 3, NUSAF 2 and NUSAF 1 for us to see great achievements when government of the Republic of Uganda rolls out NUSAF 4? And so as we are looking towards chasing poverty as the beneficiaries of these programs, do we own these programs as our own? It is quite unfortunate that people tend to look at government programs to be government programs, not their programs. Let me tell you this morning that government is you and I. And so if you think that government is President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni and the ministers and the members of parliament, then you are getting it wrong. Remember, these are people that we voted them to really help us start the development that we do have in our country, Uganda. And so the development is for you and I. And so what should we do? We have to embrace the program. Currently, we are talking about the parish development model. How are we embracing the parish development model as the citizens of this country? And so these all come back to us, the beneficiaries of the programs that government of the Republic of Uganda is rolling out. While for the focal point persons who are in charge of these programs, how do you engage the community? How are you spreading information? Western Television is here. Have you taken time to come and explain how you are progressing with the implementation of the programs that have been introduced by the government of the Republic of Uganda? If you have never done that, you have to know that you are doing a disservice to the people who are supposed to benefit from this particular program. So that is something that you need to know, that the 2.2 billion Bibo pipe water scheme will be able to benefit the people in Yumbe district, more especially in the areas where this project seems to be targeting. Okay, away from that, you have to know that Arua City has registered 2 cases of aggravated robbery at betting centers. One incident occurred on the 28th of April 2023 at Champion Betting Center, Zambia, and another on 1st May 2023 at Premium Betting Center, Transport Road, here in Arua City. So those who are working at betting centers, you have to know that you are the target for the armed robbers, and make sure that your security is first, money comes later. If you die, you will never see money, you will never touch money, you will never use money. And so you have to tell your bosses who are the owners of these betting centers to always provide security. But some betting centers do have the security guards. What is happening? Should we say that the security guards are really conniving with these armed robbers? Because I have known of different betting centers that we do have right in Arua that have got the security guards who are always alert on duty to protect and also provide security at these different betting centers that we do have right there. And so it is alleged that in the 2 robberies, the 2 security guards were not armed but were put on gunpoint by the robbers inside the betting centers as the robberies commenced. So the Western Police spokesperson Josephine Angushia is urging the managers of these betting centers to take up serious security measures like installation of CCTV cameras and putting more than 1 guard on duty security, and these guards should be armed with rifles, so that in case these robbers come with their guns or with the rifles, he can as well defend himself and also defend the betting company right there. And so this is something that you need to know here in Arua City. And you have to know that on Wednesday there was a security brief that was called, and the issue of insecurity in Arua City is alarming. Should we say that the people who used to terrorize people in Kampala, they are back here in Arua City, taking the advantage that Arua is still a new city, and the residents in this particular city are not aware of how to really curb insecurity in regards to that. I have to tell you that the market women of Arua Central Market, they are really complaining bitterly. They are always robbed when they are leaving the market going back home, and these robbers always stage at different corners of the market and robbing these women of their money. And this is something that you need to know. Along that is the Kampala Highway, as you ride or walk towards Sambia Windiri, there are people who always use numberless motorcycles to rob people's bag, your smartphones. And this time in Arua, if it is 6:30, 7 p.m., you cannot make phone calls while you're moving or when you're on border, and so many people have lost their phones to these robbers. There was a time, there was two gentlemen who were riding a motorcycle with a covered number plate, and one had a matalimba. A matalimba is an iron bar, and so what they do is they hit you with the iron bar and then they grab what you have, and for them they just take off and they go. And for you who is walking, you will not be able to catch up with them. Remember, it will be very hard for you even to stop a border because your money has gone already, and so how are you going to pay a border to chase these particular thieves? There was a time at exactly 10 a.m. in the morning in Zambia, a woman was just opening her shop, and so she placed her bag just down, and so I think these two gentlemen had planned this woman earlier, and so as soon as the woman opened the door and she entered to check inside, this gentleman just arrived and picked the bag containing mobile money, money. And so they took off, and they were not really arrested. And so the residents we have here in Arua City, let us always be very careful and serious in as far as fighting robberies, robbers and robberies, is concerned. And so we have to join our hands together with the security agencies that we do have here in our city. And also let us make sure that we report some of these cases. And if you have somebody that you suspect to be a thief in your community, you have to report to the LC1 chairperson. And this also goes to the LC1 chairperson and the leaders that we do have in our community. Do you know the people who are really staying in your community where you stay? It is important that you should be able to do what we call the roll call and also head count of each and every person staying in your area for easy recognition and also a follow-up in case something happens. And so it's good that in the area where I stay, I'm able to know each and every person staying around there. And so if there's a new person who has come on board, I'm able to notice, and I am able to tell the LC1 chairperson that I don't like the way this person behaves. This person seems to be somebody who is not good for the community. All right, dear viewer, away from that, you have to know that the Anti-Corruption Division of the High Court in Kampala yesterday released on bail embattled State Minister for Karamoja, Agnes Nanduto. So Lady Justice Jane Okuo Kajuga on Thursday yesterday afternoon said that she was inclined to grant bail to the minister owing to her medical condition. So according to the judge, evidence has been provided to show that Nanduto is sickly, with the likelihood of the sickness worsening. Nothing that prison authorities have not shown proof they can handle her sickness. And so the judge, however, said in order to allay fears of escape, it is prudent that stringent terms are imposed while granting Minister Agnes Nanduto bail. And so Lady Justice Okuo directed Nanduto to pay shillings 10 million cash bond, whereas each of the three sureties is to pay 50 million non-cash bail right there. And so this is something that you need to know in regards to granting the embattled State Minister for Karamoja, Agnes Nanduto, in this regards of the Karamoja iron seats. Ugandans are waiting for the next minister to be arrested, but the list seems not to be coming, and we leave it up to the DPP, that is Director of Public Prosecution, and the police that we have in our country, Uganda, and also the Anti-Corruption Court that we have at Kololo to determine this particular matter of the Karamoja iron sheets. And so we continue to let you know what is happening, the developing stories in regard to that. But currently, as we talk, there's no person who is still in jail in regards to Karamoja iron sheets. But how many chicken thieves do we have in the government prisons here in Uganda today as we do talk? And these people have never been granted bail. I was having an interaction with one of the councils that we do have here in West Nile. He told me that granting you bail, it depends on the lawyer that you have and who is standing for you in a case that you are really embattled with. And so meaning that the chicken thieves and also the goat thieves that have been arrested, they don't have lawyers, and that's why they are serving in different government prisons, and they are the one going to dig, people's gardens in different places. But for the ministers and also these technical officers who are being arrested, I have never seen one being taken to go and dig somebody's garden for money. As little as I have been told that once you go to the garden, you have dug from morning up to sunset, your money that will be paid at the end of of you serving your sentence will be per day is 500 Ugandan shillings. And so if you have gone 10 times, and that is 5,000 when you are leaving the prison, you have to be given this money. And so this is something that you need to know. And these things to do with the bail, and you have paid the non-cash, cash bail of 10 million like Agnes Sandutu has done. You have to know that as soon as you continue to report back and it reaches a time that your case has been, settled, court has right to return back your money. And this is something that you need to know. And those who have stood as sureties, if they fail to, to comply with the bail terms, they will be forced to pay this money, and this money will go into the government coffer. Is something that you need to know in regards to this particular issue of granting bail and also the arrests that are being made. And so as a citizen of the Republic of Uganda, you have a right to apply for a bail even if you're a capital offender. But the other time President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni was asking the members of parliament to really table a bill in regards to some amendment to be made when it comes to granting bail, because he sees that people who are being granted bail are hardcore criminals, the murderers, who kill people. But when they have strong lawyers, these people always argue on their behalf and they are granted bail, and they still come back to the community. And so President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni was trying to say, why can't we make some amendment in regards to granting bail to people, and we it should be case by case, and it has to be looked into. But that received a lot of negativity from the members of the public that we have in our country, Uganda. And so that's why the issue also just ended like that, and it has never been tabled back at a table back at Parliament of the Republic of Uganda for a discussion. All right, still at the national level, you have to know that Parliament of the Republic of Uganda has passed the Anti-Homosexuality Bill 2023 with amendments to 5 clauses following proposals by President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni. So what I can really say that the members of parliament have been challenged by President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni to by President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni to amend certain clauses on the anti-homosexuality bill that was referred to him for consent. But later on, President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni had to advise Parliament to really further discuss and also change certain things that were in the anti-homosexuality bill. And so on Tuesday, Parliament that was presided over by the Right Honorable Speaker Anita Monga passed this particular bill. We are waiting for President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni to assent to this particular bill, or the Attorney General will still write to President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni advising him not to assent to this particular bill. But you have to know that even if Parliament of the Republic of Uganda, passed this particular bill, but still, Parliament of the Republic of Uganda is being condemned by the international bodies, more especially the European Union and also the human rights, activists, that this anti-gay bill, it is not really, it is not in respect to human rights. And so we do not know what will really happen next, whether President Yoweri Kaguta will be able to assent to this anti-homosexuality bill or not. This is him to decide, together with the Attorney General. And I believe this time around the Attorney General will not really misadvise President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, as it was put by the Speaker of Parliament of the Republic of Uganda, where during the plenary on Tuesday he was able to suspend the Deputy Attorney General Kafuzi, from advising Parliament on any legal matter. But later on, she had to, to rescind her decision that she made earlier on of really barring the Deputy Attorney General from the defending any bill on the floor of Parliament of the Republic of Uganda. Away from that, you have to know that it is 21 minutes to the top of the hour of 8 a.m. right on Western Television. Today is Friday, and it is a program Kokoliriko with me, Denis Oringi, on Western Television, where we are coming to you live from here in Arua City, and it's something that you need to know. Okay, all right, you have to know, in Zombo District this morning, police in Zombo District are stuck with the body of an unidentified man who was murdered by angry mob over an allegation of theft of a goat in Ngome Village, Omoyo Parish, Zeo Sub-County, Zombo District. And so Zeo Sub-County Chairperson Francis Pimondo says that the suspect was killed and dumped along the roadside with a goat tied around his neck. And this is something that you need to know. An eyewitness who preferred anonymity narrated that the deceased was seen during daytime at the nearby trading center, but later he was discovered dead. And so Zombo District Criminal Investigation Officer Maureen Kitimbo confirms that the deceased was killed by angry mob. And so she added that police detective rushed to the scene and conveyed the body to Paida Health Center 3 for postmortem and identification. No arrest has been made in connection to the murder, according to police. And so Kitimbo warns the public against mob justice, which has become rampant in Zombo District, as they take laws into their hands while handling suspected thieves. And this issue, I have to tell you that yesterday the Resident District Commissioner of Mario Kolo, Abuana, that is the RDC, who is none other than Swipe Toko, he did say that in Ofaka Sub-County, thieves are being killed in the night, and they are also being buried in the night. And so he has warned the people of Ofaka Sub-County to desist from that, and if he takes his time to go to Ofaka Sub-County, it will be really unfortunate for them. And so the issue of killing thieves is becoming very rampant, and this is mob justice. It is not accepted in our community, in our society, in our country, Uganda. And so the communities that are found of killing thieves, please stay warned that you are doing wrong thing and you are committing a crime. And once you are arrested, you will be charged with murder. And this is something that you need to know. Once you have arrested somebody, we have the law of this country. Let the law take its course right there. And so once you have arrested me as Oringi Denis as a thief, don't kill me. First ask me why I am stealing. And so, and this comes back, it comes back to parenting. And so as parents, what are we doing to our children? We are producing children, but how are we taking care of our children? Let me tell you, sometimes I don't blame these people who are stealing. I blame the parents, because they were not able to play their part very well in as far as upbringing of this child is concerned. And so if a thief has been caught, first try to do investigation. You will be able to understand bigger picture in regards to the stealing that you always participate in. And so we get interested. If you kill a person, you're killing the evidence. And so you will not be able to get to understand. You never know, maybe they have a racket, they have a cartel of people who are always busy conniving to steal from the community. So once you have arrested a thief, first do thorough investigation with this particular thief. He will be able even to disclose even those that are beating him to be part of the racket that is really affecting the society. And so when you rush to kill a person, you have to know that you have not killed all the thieves. A thief will never work alone. Thieves are always united. A thief has got connection. A thief has got a network. A thief has got a cartel. And so once you have arrested a thief, don't just kill him just like that. First interrogate him. Let him disclose the reason why he steals and the group that he belongs to, and why they are always terrorizing the community. All right, dear viewer, that is something that we prepared for you from this region, West Nile. And let us get to the national, level where we have some stories for you. You have to know that the driver of the slain Minister of State for Labor, Employment and Industrial Relations, late retired Colonel Patrick Charles Engola, has spoken out on Engola shooting right there. So he says that the military guard who shot and killed the 64-year-old junior labor minister, retired Colonel Charles Engola, reported on duty early the fateful day with more than usual ammunition strapped in magazine pouches, which he concealed with a coat. And so this is the narration given by the driver of slain State Minister for Labor, Charles Engola, right there. And so according to the multiple accounts, including a detailed version offered by Mr. Sam Odongo, the minister's official chauffeur of 15 years, Private Wilson Sabiti downgraded the previous evening from chief bodyguard to a regular escort on Tuesday, camped by the gate in silence. And so this is all the accounts of what exactly happened on that fateful day when the State Minister for Labor, Industrialization, State Minister for Labor, Employment and Industry Relations did say in regards to his killing. And so may his soul rest in eternal peace. We shall be able to also to get for you the program of his burial, and we shall be able to let you know. I have been told that he will be buried on 13th of May. That will be next Saturday. This is what is coming to you. A tentative program for the burial of late retired Colonel right there. All right, away from that, you have to know that yesterday at Parliament of the Republic of Uganda, leader of opposition, Right Honorable Matthias Mpuga, was able to really, cause an investigation into how that is SIPA, that is SICPA, which is the leading global provider of secured identification, traceability and authentication solutions and services, was awarded the contract to mark fuel that enters the Uganda market. Because of the agreement this company has with the government, the fuel prices have unfortunately remained high. And so the leader of opposition, Matthias Mpuga, is really blaming this particular company together with some few government officials for really, keeping the fuel prices high. And so a small portion of what it collects is remitted to the National Treasury, and the rest of it goes into the pocket of a few individuals we have in our country, Uganda. This is according to the leader of opposition, Matthias Mpuga, as he was able to cause investigation into how the SICPA, which is the leading global provider of secured identification, traceability, and authentication solutions and services here, that has been contracted by government of the Republic of Uganda to that is clear, and mark the fuel that enters the country, Uganda market here. And so you have to know that this particular company, it is a company that is found in Switzerland, and so this is something that you have to know. And this year the company was awarded as the best employer of the year 2022. And so government of the Republic of Uganda recognized that and has ever been working with this company to mark the fuel entering into Ugandan market. And the leader of opposition is saying that it is because of this company, together with some few government officials, that have made the fuel prices in our country, Uganda, to remain high as it is now. And so he claims that part of the money is remitted to the treasury, but larger sum of the money is going into the pockets of a few individuals we have here in our country, Uganda. Away from that, let's get to Kaberamaido, that is in Tesa sub-region. You have to know that Kaberamaido class serves as dormitory, in a bid to improve the academic performance for primary living examination. Candidates, parents, and the teachers of Opiro Olelai, a primary school, that is Kaberamaido district, have turned the primary 7 class into a dormitory. And this is all to see that the P7 candidates perform very well in this year's, PLE that they will be sitting towards, December. And so the facility serves as a classroom during the day and as a boys' dormitory at night. And so during daytime it is turned to be a classroom. At night it becomes a dormitory. And this is how learners are trying to compete with the children of the rich that we have in this country, where for them they are taken to international schools, they are taken to good schools or private schools. At the end of the day, at the end of the year, they sit for the same examination. And these children have been provided with each and everything. This is how unfair the education system in our country is. That somebody who is in a Wanga at a Jagoro primary school in Rhino Camp, somebody who is in a Wanga primary school should sit for the same examination with the child or with the children who study in Kampala. And this is how unfair the education system of our country is. But nonetheless, some of us, we have been able to make it through the kind of the education system that we have in our country, Uganda. And here we are. And so I am urging those who are using the classroom as dormitory, classroom during daytime and at night dormitory, please don't give up. God will help you and you will excel. It's all about self-determination. How determined are you? I have none of those who studied from a very rural school as far as Utwol Primary School, and they have made it here in Arua City, and they are here making it still. I am one of those who studied from that school, and I'm here making it. And so don't think that it's about the school that you have gone to. It's not about that. It's about how determined have you been and how serious you are with education. Your father, your parents can provide for you vehicle for you to go to school, and provide for each and everything that you need. But if you yourself you are not properly prepared in your brain, then you will never make it in life. I have none of those who have failed to make it in life, despite the fact that they are, their parents were well off and they were being fed well, they were being given pocket money, they were being given food even to go with to school. They were provided with each and everything. Some of us, we used to use 32 pages, exercise book for some subjects. But here we are, and so we tried our best. Some of us, we started with half, a book. Then a teacher has to that tomorrow now come with a full book, 32 pages, and then you write. Some of us started from writing on ground. Then you are approved to start using a pen and a paper to begin, attending lessons. If time comes for a lesson, you have to be taken outside. You attend your lesson from outside. You first write on the ground, then a teacher approves, then you have to go back to class, and then a teacher will tell you, go and tell your dad now to buy for you a book. And then your dad will only buy one book and will cut the book into two and gives you a half. You go with it to school, and the pencil is bought and is also divided a half. Nowadays, schools are calling for dozens or a box of pencil for learners. The 2 dozens of 96 pages book. Now even the primary P1 pupil is now using counter book for attending lesson. This is where we have reached with our education. But nonetheless, the fact is that many are called, few are chosen. And so all of us, we have been called to go to school. But at the end of the day, I love the fact that only few are chosen to do work in our country, Uganda. And that's why we have very many people unemployed, simply because there are few who have been called to work in this country. I love this slogan being used by the seminarians, that many are called, a few are chosen. And so the few who have been chosen, they are priests and bishops. And those who have not been, chosen, they are ex-seminarians and they are doing other things. And so that is the beauty of life. Many are called, few are chosen. And this is also what is happening here in our country, Uganda, that very many people have been called to go to school. But at the end of the day, when they advertise, they will only need 2 or 3 people to really do that particular job. And so the pupils who are in this school of Opiru Olelai Primary School, never give up. God will answer your prayer. And this also goes to the children who are in the rural schools that we have in Western Sub-region. Never give up. Don't think about those who are learning in town here, that for them they're okay. No, they also have problems. Not all of them who are studying here in town, they are bright. There are also others who are dull and you're better than them. And for me, when a child performs, gets a 3rd grade, and for me, I celebrate, more especially a child who is in a rural area or who studied from a rural school compared to a child who got 1st grade in a town school here. And I always try to celebrate that particular child who got 3rd grade from that school where teachers share latrines with learners. And from that school where teachers comes, they come in slippers to teach. And as soon as they're done with their teaching, they jump on their motorcycle, they go for other cheyo. And so, but at the end of the year, they're able to try their best to understand what a tarmac road is, even if they have never seen a tarmac road, but they are able to imagine how a tarmac road looks like. And so we celebrate you. There are those who have never seen electricity, but you are being taught electricity and you have to write something in regards to electricity, during examination. We also celebrate you. And there are those who have never seen vehicle, by the way, for your information, in this era, but they are being taught about vehicle. They just draw for them a structure. And so they believe that a vehicle looks like that. And when it comes to examination, a child is able to write something. And so these are people that I celebrate them each and every time, because I was also like them. And so we had to try our best. And so, you come from a village, then you reach town, you begin reading signposts. And when you get a child from a village reading signposts in town, you have to know that that is a bright child. And he reads the signpost loudly for people to know that this is Arua City Council. And that child is a bright child because he is trying to read, because he was told that Arua City Council has a signpost, and that is a signpost. And he reads each and every signpost that he gets around. If a bus passes like this, KKT, if a Kamuni passes and he says this is Bongo Traders, and this is a child who has been taught transport, and he knows that buses are used as means of transport for transporting people from one place to another. And this child has never seen a bus, but if he comes to town, he will first want to read what has been written on the bus. And this is something that you have to know. And so learning in our country, Uganda, is like dragging cows to go and drink water. And so you have to learn in a hard way to catch up with the rest of the Ugandans who are well off, who are studying in international schools. They're being dropped with the V8 vehicles, when their parents go to see them like this, but the parents leave them dollar. The parents leave them, packed food from supermarket. And for you here, you have to use your your 100 shilling to go and buy stilix, really, in Alur we call it really the pancakes for breakfast and also for lunch. And there you go and take water from a borehole. And sometimes some of the schools don't have boreholes, but you have to take the water that has been kept in the tank for over 2 weeks, and you have to consume. And the beauty is that God always protects such people, and they don't die of these diseases that are killing people in town areas. And so that is what you have to know with life here in our country, Uganda. All right, away from that, let us get to that is more stories here. Government warns media against fake news is something that you need to know. That government yesterday, government on Wednesday, used the World Press Freedom Day celebration to caution those spreading false news on social media platforms, saying they risk being prosecuted under the computer misuse law. And so Dr. Chris Varimonsi, the Minister of ICT and National Guidance, said the spread of fake news by some malicious people on Twitter, TikTok, and Facebook is a threat to professional journalism. And so in January this year, 5 justices unanimously held that Section 25 of the Computer Misuse Act 2022 be scrapped for being vague. So the section constituted a charge of offensive communication that was carrying a maximum penalty of 5 years upon conviction. So a report by the National Information Technology Authority Uganda shows that almost 24.8 million Ugandans own mobile phones. And so with 15.8% of the population owning smartphones, the young 15 to 24 years are at the forefront of smartphone usage at 28%. The report's not right there. And so those who always use TikTok, Twitter, and Facebook to spread, fake news, they have been warned by government of the Republic of Uganda. And by the way, and I really witnessed this when the news about the slain State Minister for Labor came up, and so people started writing different, information about the death of Charles, Honorable Charles Engola, and some people were tagging Charles Engola to be a Minister for Defense. A lot of misinformation came up and was spread, and so we really urge the members of the public, more especially those who are citizen journalists, please let us desist from spreading fake news always. And that's why we have the mainstream media, the television, radio stations, the dailies that we do have. These are mainstream, and the information that is given out using this medium of communication, they are authentic because there are processes that are involved for the information to come out. There is what we call verification of the information and confirming whether it is as it is being said or not. And that's why as Western Television, we stand to be a television that will never give you fake news, but to give you the accurate news always with proof and also with evidence to the information that we give you always. All right, you have to know that it's exactly 8 a.m. right on Western Television. Dear viewer, let's go for a break, and when we come back, we still have more for you this morning in the program Kokoliriko Live, a show that comes your way every Monday through Friday. My name is Denis Oringi, and we are coming to you live from the broadcast house of Western Television here in Arua City, plot number 39A, Weatherhead Park Lane, next to Presidential State Lodge, for those who do not know where we are located. Good morning.
West Nile TV, lighting up the region.
Get more for less on Star Times this Easter season. Cartoon channel for best children entertainment. New global series. Local drama on Makula TV and football all around the world. Simply make weekly or monthly subscription and enjoy upgrade to the next bouquet. For classic or super bouquet customers, subscribe for a month and enjoy 5 days extra. Family time with Star Times. Star Times is regulated by UCC.
West Nile TV, lighting up the region.
I'm telling you that all the spirits of DJ Zero, my. Hear the spirit. Yes. Hey! Olé! Not all away! I gotta spend it all.
echar y tegui. La tengo we want quiero dire. Tin lo que. Wajimo la ling con cori. Con cori. Kasaka wa chuo. Kabela kankolera. Never kaba katono. Kabela kankolera. Kabela kankolera. Kasaka wa baby no go. Kabela kankolera. Kabela kankolera. Girl make me temperature. Yeah, you make me temperature the rise. Girl make me temperature the rise. Alright.
My name is Simon, living with DJ Jerome.
I am Fifi. Yeah.
Let's do it! Say! Thank you, DJ Jerome. You're one of the best.
West Nile TV, lighting up the region.
All right, I will be back. You're still watching West Nile Television. My name is Denis Oringi, and it is already 4 minutes past over 8 a.m. wherever you're catching the show live from. If you have just tuned in, you have to know that we are coming to you live from the broadcast house of West Nile Television here in Arua City. For your information, and today being Friday, it is a free will Friday right here, and so. Somebody who will say that why can't you introduce also that bit of the musical part of the Kokoliriko show? Let me tell you, we are always covered when it comes to music here on West Nile Television. The show that is the late night that comes away every Wednesday, Friday, Saturday. We'll be back today at exactly 10 p.m. To midnight with Simon Living together with Fifi Hafi, and also the vixen right there, the dancer who always make your night. And so today being a Friday, a weekend, and so Simon Living at exactly 10 p.m. who will be right here together with the DJ who always mix it down right there for you, DJ Jiro, together with Fifi Hafi, as they entertain you for this Friday. And so don't forget, tomorrow also at exactly 10 p.m. The late night comes back for the Saturday edition with Simon Living, Fifi Hafi, and together with the dancer right there. DJ Jiro is always on the tanti right there and mixing it down for you. And do not forget also, there are new programs that are coming on board, and you have to know that Arusu. And for those who are always, wanting to wed, and you have your wedding and you want to show how you have been able to organize for your wedding, West Nile Television provides for you that platform at exactly 11 a.m. every Saturday. And so get in touch with West Nile Television. We shall be able to do for you the production, and for those who would love to have their wedding played on television, and also your introduction played on television, just get to us here on plot 39A Weather 8 Park Lane, and the production team will be able to see how they can really make your wedding a very nice one, played on the screen for the rest of the people to appreciate and enjoy, and especially those who will not be able to be part of the party. And you as the person or the couple who has organized for the wedding, sometimes during that time you do not see how you have organized the event, but when you come back and sit and you watch through West Nile Television every Saturday from the hour of 11 a.m., you will be able to appreciate and like it. And so West Nile Television has provided for you that airtime that will be used for playing your your wedding and your introduction, and so that you get to reflect back on what you were able to do during your wedding party, how it went down right there. And so whether nikah, if you're a Muslim and you're a Catholic, you're a Protestant, the platform is here for you to have your nikah, to have your wedding, to have your introduction played on the screen of Western Television, coming to you on Star Times channel 477 and also Zuku satellite channel that is 007. At affordable price for you. So we offer that price that you can also take part when you have to go for. And so let's get away from that. We go to that is Sudan. You have to know that Ugandans in Sudan unwilling to return, says the Minister of Foreign Affairs. And so the State Minister for Foreign Affairs, Henry Okello Oriem, has said Ugandans are still in Sudan and not willing to return to Uganda. Oriem said although the government is willing to repatriate its citizens, no people are requesting to return. And so Minister Oriem urged those willing to return to register with the Ugandan embassy in Sudan. However, at the end of the last month, Uganda's ambassador to Sudan, Rashid Yaha Sembundu, said there are 50 more Ugandans yet to be evacuated. And so in Sudan, a power struggle between Army Chief General Abdel Fattah al-Burhan and his deputy turned rival General Mohammed Hamdan Dagalo, alias Hemedti, began on that is April 15th. And so this has led to killings and property destruction in Sudan right there. And so the war in Sudan is still on, and you have to know that the persons who are behind war in Sudan is General, the Army Chief General Abdel Fattah al-Burhan and his deputy turned rival General Mohammed Hamdan Dagalo, known as MDIT. That started the war on 15 April 2023 right there. And so a number of people have been killed and property destroyed is what you need to know, and that's why the government of the Republic of Uganda thought of repatriating the Ugandans who were trapped in Sudan. And so far around 210 Ugandans have been evacuated from Sudan, and more Ugandans are still stuck in Sudan. And according to the State Minister for Foreign Affairs, Henry Okello Oriem, he says that Ugandans in Sudan are not ready and they are not willing to return to Uganda. Maybe they know what they are doing, and where they stay seems to be safe. And this is my personal observation and thinking right in regards to Ugandans who are in Sudan, and they are not willing to return. And so away from that, you have to know that senior doctors strike enters day 4, and today is the 5th day for these senior doctors to go on strike. So you have to know that on Tuesday a meeting was held between Ministry of Health officials and striking doctors have failed to resolve the contention over payment of arrears. The leaders of the senior medics said on Wednesday. Dr. Robert Lobega, the head of senior house officers, qualified doctors undergoing specialized training at graduate level while serving in hospitals, said they will carry on with the strikes, which is crippling care in public facilities. He said the strike action has been forced by the ministry's failure to pay their allowances over the past 4 to 6 months right there. And so you have to know that senior doctors strike enters day 4 for your information. And so we shall continue to see health services not being properly rendered at the different hospitals that we do have, because the doctors who are specialized in treating some of the diseases are not really ready to work, because government has not heeded to their request that they have made to the government of the Republic of Uganda. Away from that, dear viewer, you have to know that our opinion poll still runs. Students are back for holidays. What are your expectations from them? Drop your comments. We shall be able to sample your comments later on. Away from that, you have to know that President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni was able to meet the Team MK that was on Wednesday. So he met this team led by his son, General Muhoozi Kainerugaba, together with other members who are his senior, people in as far as MK movement is concerned. And so President Museveni on Wednesday afternoon met a team in charge of the political activities of that is his son, General Muhoozi Kainerugaba, and the meeting that took place at Entebbe State House was attended by members General Muhoozi Kainerugaba himself, Michael Nwagira alias Toyota, Balam Barugahara, Lillian Abe, who is in charge of Northern Uganda MK movement, Dahudi, that is Kabanda, Michael Mawanda, and Andrew Mwenda, among others. So in the meeting, MK movement members spoke more while President Museveni listened. They expounded on their works which they claimed were aimed at uniting the country. And so engaging the youth and providing a direction towards social economic transformation. There was little talk about the political transition that came up, and the topic did not come up at all. And so they never discussed anything to do with the political transition in regards to what people are really talking about. That this MK project, it is just a movement to see that Muhoozi Kainerugaba, succeeds the father. But that particular conversation did not come through during the meeting that the MK movement officials met with President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni at Entebbe State House right there. And so according to a source at the State House, the meeting was casual and more of a familiarization meeting with both parties in the meeting informally, aware but not formally discussing the matter. And so quoting the source saying that from the onset everyone seemed to have an idea that what should have been discussed, but they chose to formally talk about something else. And this is what the source at State House said to journalists right there. So the source further added that on the sideline of the meeting, the MK movement team continued to raise the matters among themselves, insinuating time and again that they are in their future home. And so meanwhile, President Museveni later thanked the group for the work they are doing uniting the country, adding that he was happy with the way they were handling the youth. And so he advised them to avoid mistakes of the past Ugandan political groups like the politics of identity and religion, urging the NRM's longevity is hinged on a doctrine of people-centered politics rather than divisions along tribal and religious lines. And so President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni each and every time says that in 1965 he didn't like the way Obote government was being run. It was run on a tribal and a political on a tribal and on a religious line, in which he says that is one of the reasons why he decided to join the movement that later on turned to be the NRA. And so if you are always keen to President's speech, he cannot forget to mention what exactly happened during the past Ugandan political regime. And so President Museveni met with the Central Executive Committee of the MK movement at State House Entebbe, and while noting the mobilization efforts of the group towards unity and cohesion of the country, he spoke to them about the need for patriotism, Pan-Africanism, democracy and ideology in the socio-economic transformation of Uganda and Africa. Now when you talk about MK movement, it reminds me of the time that they came to Arua for talent identification. And this morning I am asking, how many people have been identified in that talent search by the MK team that came to West Nile? I leave the question open right there for you. And so that is something that you need to know right there. All right, 16 minutes past the hour of 8 a.m. right on Western Television. Let's go for a break. And when we come back, we still have more in the world of sports. And I will be able to tell you what exactly happened yesterday, right from the local football games that are played, not forgetting the FIFA Big League, not forgetting what is happening in the world of the StarTimes Uganda Premier League, and also knowing what is happening in the European football, talking about the game that was played yesterday between Brighton and Manchester United. For the Manchester United fans, it never went well. That is a hint that I can give you this morning. Let's go for a break and we shall be able to come back.
West Nile TV, lighting up the region.
Get more for less on Star Times this Easter season. Cartoon channel for best children entertainment. New global series. Local drama on Makula TV and football all around the world. Simply make weekly or monthly subscription and enjoy upgrade to the next bouquet. For classic or super bouquet customers, subscribe for a month and enjoy 5 days extra. Family time with Star Times. Star Times is regulated by UCC.
West Nile TV, lighting up the region.
I'm telling you that all the spirit of DJ Zero. My. Hear the spirit. Yes.
I want it inside my jeans.
Olé!
You gave me sugar.
Not all the way.
Oh yeah, I gotta spend it all.
Mettare teghi, la tagliano we what you dire. Tin lo peve, what you more la ling concori.
Casca la machumo.
Camera cancolera.
Never cover catono.
Camera cancolera.
Camera cancolera.
Casacana baby no go.
Mama cancolera. Camera cancolera. Girl, I make me temperature.
Wow.
Yeah, you make me temperature the rise. Girl, I make me temperature the rise. Alright.
My name is Simon, living with DJ Zero.
I am Fifi. Yeah.
Let's do it! Say! Thank you, DJ Zero. You're one of the best.
West Nile TV, lighting up the region.
All right, I will be back. You're still watching West Nile Television, dear viewer. It's time for me to give you what is happening in the world of sports this morning. You have to know that yesterday in the FIFA Big League, there were games that were played, and so it is important that you should be able to know the results for the games that were played, which teams were able to win and which one did not make it yesterday. The full scores for the games played yesterday in the FIFA Big League. You have to know that Kitara FC was able to, humiliate Soroti City FC at the home of Kitara. 5-1 is something that you need to know. And NEC was able to take on Lugazi, but unfortunately NEC was able to lose to that is Lugazi 2-1. And then Barara City was able to defeat Ajumani Town Council 5-0, and Kataka FC was able to beat Ginger North FC 2-0. Calvary Midigo FC was Calvary Midigo and Boma FC, they drew in their game, and so meaning that all of them, they were able to pick 1 point for themselves right there. And Police Football Club was able to defeat Northern Gateway 5-1 is something that you need to know. And then Ndeje University was able to draw with the Karunji 1-1, and so that is something that you need to know. Shetume was able to defeat Luero United 2-1, and so these are the results for the game games played yesterday in the FUFA Big League right there. And so more of these will be coming your way with that is Owen Fredibo together with Susie and Benson, as they will be doing the analysis of the games played yesterday in the FUFA Big League right there. So let's get to that is the FUFA Big League 2022-2023 table log. What you need to know as it stands yesterday, you have to know that Kitara FC is still leading the table with 55 points, and they are placed number 1 on the log. And then Barara City is number 2 with the 54 points, and NEC is number 3 with 51 points. Police FC is number 4 with 50 points. Lugazi FC is number 5 with 40 points. Boma FC is number 6 with the 40 points. Calvary FC has lost their position. They were number 6 before the game they played yesterday, and so currently Calvary FC is number 7 with the 40 points. And so the points for Lugazi, points for that is Boma, points for Calvary, they all have the same points, 40-40. And so the only difference that they do have is with the goal aggregates, and that's why we are seeing Boma FC, that's why we are seeing Lugazi FC coming number 5 on the log here. And then Shetumi is number 8 with the 37 points. Karunji FC is number 9 with the 37 points, and Deja University is number 10 with that is 36 points. Number 11 is Ginger North, that is United FC with the 35 points. Kitaka FC is number 12 with the 33 points. And then the teams that are in the relegation zone, we do have Luero United FC with 29 points, Soroti FC with 27 points, Ajumani Town Council FC with 26 points, Northern Gateway Sporting Club with only 19 points right there. And so these 4 teams, if they do not really improve in their remaining games, then it will be quite unfortunate for them. That will be the time that they will be packing their luggage and coming back to that is called the regional league right there. And so that's something that you need to know. All right, I have to know that when we talk about the Star Times Uganda Premier League, you have to know that today Vipers Sporting Club will be taking on that is the KCCA FC that is today at St. Mary's Stadium. Kitende is something that you need to know. So Vipers will be taking on KCCA, and the game will be played at exactly 7 p.m. and this is according to the fixture that has been released by Star Times Uganda Premier League in regards to that. And so you have to know that in the previous game that was played between Vipers and KCCA, Rogers Kasim Mato scored the only goal that handed KCCA FC a win over Vipers Sporting Club during the first round of their game. So today it will be their second round that they will be meeting for this particular season, 2022-2023, March day 19 right there for you. And this is something that you need to know. All right, let's get to the games that were played yesterday at the international level. You have to know that yesterday it was not good news for that is team Manchester United. They lost their game, and then that was a 1-0 to that is the Brighton right there. And so what games do we have today that will be played? I think we don't have any Premier League game that will be played today at the international level. Here we have today's games. Bundesliga, Leverkusen will be taking on FC Köln, and then Mainz will be taking on the Schalke. And then we have at the Premier League, we have Casa Pia taking on the Portimonense, and then the Scottish Championship we have games that will be played right there. And so it is important that I should be able to let you know things to do with today's games at the Premier League 2 Division 1. Manchester United under 21 will be taking on Leicester under 21 right there. And then Fulham under 21 will be taking on Brighton under 21. And so Women League, Arsenal Women League will be taking on Leicester Women. And so these are the games that will be played today. And so I know people are interested in knowing what is happening, more especially with the issues to do with the transfer. But allow me to tell you that in the transfer, Manchester United confident of soon agreeing further contracts renewals. And so who are the people who will be renewed by Manchester United to stay back in Manchester United? So you have to know that Manchester United are reportedly confident that they will be able to announce further contract renewals in the near future, with the club bidding to extend the deals of David De Gea, Marcus Rashford, and also Diogo Dalot. These are the players that Manchester United is looking forward to saying that they continue to play for the team right there. And so the report claims that Manchester United are expecting to make an announcement over De Gea's future before the Spaniard's current deal officially expires at the end of the June. However, negotiation for Rashford could make time to finalize, with the forward thought to be looking to become the highest paid player at the club due to his excellence campaign right there. So De Gea is currently the highest paid goalkeeper in the world football. Is getting that is 375,000 euros a week, but he is expected to take a huge drop on the salary under the terms of the proposed new deals right there. More in the transfer news this morning, you have to know that Newcastle United are getting Inter Milan's Denzel Dumfries is what is taking place with that is Newcastle United. And so Newcastle United have reportedly inquired about the availability of Inter Milan, that is fullback Denzel Dumfries. The Magpies, who are sitting in third place in the Premier League table, are on the verge of qualifying for next season's Champions League. This is something that you need to know. So the Newcastle hierarchy are already making plans to build a squad that is capable of competing in Europe's elite club competition. Now, when you look at the Premier League table this morning, Manchester United is taking the lead with 79 points, and they have played 33 games already. Arsenal is second with 78 points. They have played 34 points. And so Newcastle is number 3 with that is 65 points, and they played 33 games already. And so when Newcastle United will be able to secure this Inter Milan fullback Denzel, and then this will really make Newcastle United to perform very well in the Champions League that they are looking forward to securing if they continue to be in the position that they hold right now. You have to know that since joining the Magpies from the Atletico Madrid in January 2022, Kieran Trippier has locked down the right back spot, but Newcastle may still look to add strength in depth to the right side of their defense this summer, and this is what is happening with the Newcastle. And let's get to Arsenal. You have to know that Arsenal draw up a 6-man transfer shortlist already. Bayern Leverkusen winger Moussa Diaby has reportedly emerged as a leading target on Arsenal's 6-month shortlist ahead of the summer transfer window. Is something that you need to know. So the Mikel Arteta, who is the Arsenal manager, has enjoyed a transformative period at the Emirates Stadium this season, with his Gunners side qualifying for the Champions League and still in the race to win the Premier League title. We are waiting to see whether Arsenal or Manchester City winning the Premier League title right there. And so Arteta bolstered his squad with the additions of Leandro Trossard, Jorginho, Jakub Kiwior in January, and Arsenal are expected to strengthen further ahead of the 2023-2024 campaign as they bid to challenge on all fronts and maintain their position at the top end of the English football right there. So according to the Mail, the Gunners hold a serious interest in Leverkusen winger, that is Diaby, who has developed into a key player for the Bundesliga club in recent seasons, is something that you need to know. So the 23-year-old has enjoyed productive 2022-2023 campaign in front of goal, contributing with 14 goals and 10 assists in 42 games that he played across all competitions, including 3 strikes in 6 Europa League games en route to the semi-finals right there for Leverkusen right there. And so let's get to Bayern Munich. Drop out of Victor Osimhen is something that you need to know right there. Then Bayern Munich have reported the pull out of the race to sign Napoli striker Victor Osimhen is the man that Bayern Munich is looking forward to have. Let's get to Messi. You have to know that there is no good news that is coming in from Messi side. Messi would have to take pay cut to join Barcelona is something that you have to know here. That La Liga president Javier Tebas has insisted that Lionel Messi would need to take a pay cut to join Barcelona, who are required to sell players before they can attempt to re-sign the Argentine. And so the 35-year-old was forced to end his legendary 70-year, senior career at Camp Nou in summer of 2021. That is after Barcelona were unable to offer the forward a new contract amid their financial troubles, is what you need to know in regards to the transfers that we do have. And so somebody is interested in understanding what is happening in the world of La Liga, especially when it comes to the log. You have to know that Barcelona is sitting top on the log with that is 82 points, and they have so far played 33 games right there. Atletico Madrid is second with 69 points, and so the difference between Atletico and Barcelona, it is really very wide. And so I do not know whether Atletico Madrid will be able to close this particular gap that is existing between them and Barcelona right there. Real Madrid is number 3 with that is 68 points. Real Sociedad is 61 points, number 4, and they so far played 33 games. So out of the 20 teams that are playing in La Liga, all of them, they have so far played 33 that is games right there. And so dear viewer, with this we have come to the end of the Kokoliriko show on Western Television. But before I sign out of the studio, allow me to have some of the comments that have been dropped by the viewers who have been viewing me right from this time that we started the show, from the hour of 7 up to this particular time that I'm signing out of the studio. If my producer can really drop for us those comments, I will be able to sample them right there. If they are there, fine and good. We have one from that is Majid Igama, who said that good morning big bro, thanks for the updates. It's me Majid from Moyo Town. Thank you very much Majid for always catching us live from that side of Moyo Town. We do appreciate you and we thank you very much. Invite more people to come on board, also to follow Western Television using the different handles that the television do have. And so we have that is Sikia Q. It says that great job bro, big up West Nile, like your styles. Thank you for making us the northern region proud, and we thank you very much, and we will continue to make the northern region proud, more especially western sub-region proud in this country, Uganda. And all right, if those are the comments that we had this morning, we thank you those who have been able to drop in their comments, and allow me to say that continue dropping your comments, we shall be able to sample them in our subsequent programs that we do have, and also spreading the comments to other social media platforms of the television, and so that other people are also able to read and understand. Alright, for dear viewer, if it's your first time to get to Western Television, you have to know that we always come to you live from that is Arua City, plot 39A, Weatherhead Park Lane, where the studio or the studios are located, and you can really have a date with us, and also you can also have a deal with us to see how we can promote ourselves. For those who want to sponsor Kokoliriko show, you have to know that the opportunity is still there for you. You can use the contacts that we do have on the screen scrolling right there, and make communication to the people who will be able to communicate to you on how you can do business together with us. I am out of here. Catch me again next week on Monday as we start a fresh week for this particular month as well, the month of May. My name is Denis Oringi. Allow me to thank my producer and the camera person who has been with me right from the time that we started the show up to this particular time, and right from Monday up to today, Friday, the 5th of May 2023. And do not forget that on 13th of May we shall be heading to that is Luo ground in Nebi municipality for the cultural festival. I am proud to be an Alur, and would continue to associate with my culture. And so for those who want to have me greet them and also share with them that moment, you will be able to catch me as Denis Oringi at the other side of Nebi, as I will be able to dance to my culture, to the cultural rhythms that will be played right there, the Agwara, the Ndara. And I'm proud to be an Alur, and I will continue to say I am an Alur, and I will be there catch me there. As Western Television, we shall also be able to see how we will be giving you the feeds that will be coming right from that side in regards to celebrating cultural heritage right there. Good morning.